with the beautiful Lady Red over there in the corner. How you doing, sweetie?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. That hair is just cascading.
I mean, it's fun, right? A little purple for your nurple.
You look like you're ready for a reality reunion. Now, I originally told you look like a Housewives of Atlanta, but you said no.
I mean, no, because, you know, I encompass all of them.
So you're Atlanta, Potomac, New York, Beverly Hills, Orange County, and even canceled Miami, honey.
I like to just show up and be like, hey, bitches.
I'd like to put you on all the shows.
Just show up and be like, hey, girl, so start a fight with that bitch. Yeah, okay, what about that bitch? And then remember that bitch said that shit about you to that bitch. I'm the shit stirrer.
Very nice. Trannika, you got to bring Lady Red over to your shows in Chicago just for a little spice in the situation. So, how old were you when you moved to Chicago?
I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was Chicago, like we had kind of mentioned this a little earlier, that Chicago was known at that point for mostly pageant drag.
Yeah.
Miss Continental being the most famous.
Yeah.
And so...
And drag wasn't really, I mean, yeah. Even, like, when I started doing it, like, 8 years ago, I mean, there was... I would say now, in the city, actively working, there's probably 50 to 60 to 70 drag queens. And back then, there was, like 12 to 20,
right?
You know, and the show at Berlin was like the weird, spooky show, and that would get a whopping like 80 people through the door, and you know, it just wasn't the thing it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Roberta Cleveland is to blame for all of this.
Yeah.
Tell me about your first up in Yags moment.
I met a queen named Roberta Cleveland, and I love her. I just loved her drag, and it was kind of to the point where I was like, I want to start getting back into theater or something like that. I had been doing business. I had kind of, you know, I did 11 years of theater, and then I kind of stopped doing that altogether. So I met her. I was like, this is like theater on your time, you know? It's like, this is cool. I can get up there and do that. So it's like, will you help me like put me in drag? And she was like, no. So I was like, well, I got this, and I went out to the club, and I looked like trash and garbage, death warmed up, and then she's like, okay, come over to my house, like I'm gonna fix this. And so then yeah, I went out with her a couple times, and she ended up moving, and she's since like transitioned. She got married. She's adopting.
Roberta Cleveland, yes.
Roberta Cleveland, love her, but yeah.
And I think we have a picture of you in baby drag.
No. Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Look
no,
at
you know
her.
what? You're fucked up because this was like this is like 3 or 4 years into drag.
Oh, okay.
I was proud of that. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me shit when I had
her watermelon dress is on.
It's
She
true.
went to Rainbow. She went to Forever 21.
That one was from the Urban Outfitters surplus outlet.
God bless.
Kimchi actually stoned that dress for me.
Did she?
She did before she went on TV and had better things to do.
Now, you were originally called Paris, Texas.
Well, no, that was like kind of, well, the first time I went out, I was like, call me Bubbles, because I thought it was stupid. And I was like, well, I'm clearly not going to be doing this professionally, so let me just be as stupid as possible. But I did want to name myself Paris, Texas. But also, you know, the first time you go out, well, the first time I went out, it was literally a block from the bar, being like, oh, shit, I don't have a name. Let's figure this out. So.
And so, what were some of the ones you were running through your head?
Paris, Texas, Bubbles, yeah.
That was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Bubbles, Paris, Texas. Bubbles, Paris, Texas.
Well, I always liked the name Danica, like Danica Patrick, the
from Wonder Years?
No, the race car. Well,
okay.
yeah, the race car driver too.
You know the least butch version of that. Oh, you mean from Wonder Years? No,
I don't know. I like that, and then it was like Trainwreck slash T-Rex, and
right.
So
Trannika, there you are. Now, you are not known for performing numbers.
No.
You are strictly a host. Was it always that way?
When I first started, you know, you can't just show up and go, hi, I would like to host your show. I've been doing drag for 35 minutes.
Right.
So they were like,
Paris, Texas, wonderful.
They're like, you got to do 3 numbers. So that's what I did, and I just always hated it. I mean, I did, at that theater that I told you about, I also did lots of, I took stand-up classes. I took improv classes. I did a lot of improv. I took classes at Second City too. So I was always like, well, I'll agree to do the performances, but I'm not doing it the whole time. Like, whenever I would do the shows, I would be like, but if you need me to hold the microphone at any point, I'll do that. And then there was like a fateful night where everything kind of like blew up. The host at the time, who I love dearly, Mr. Savannah, she made a bachelorette cry.
She did?
And it was like fun. It started out funny and then it just like took a turn and became like, you know, now people are watching this, you know, because we all hate bachelorettes. This is an exception. No one likes a bachelorette. So of course she brings her up, she fucks with her, and she just goes a little too hard. And then the friends are like crying and and it was just bad. And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break on this. Like, I think I fucked it up. Sure, just do it. And I was like, I'm ready. Like, you were like, where's my light?
You're like, I don't need these marbles?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for me, it was always like the long game, and I was just waiting in the wings.
Just ready, honey.
Scheming.
Now, that was Drag Matinee?
Yeah, that was Drag Matinee. It used to be every other week, and now it's every week. Yeah, it was around for like 4 or 5 years before I came in, and it was Mistress Vanna. Oh my God, Drag Matinee.
Yeah, these are, we have a selection of your posters that you created that. Now, the show doesn't, for people that don't know, it's not like you're doing a movie-themed night, but you create these absurd posters. Yeah. Let's take a look at them.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Dirt.
Love that
version. That's so good.
Johnny Bianco is our poster designer, and he's brilliant, and he'll just randomly send me these things throughout the week. This is so good.
I love it.
There's a really good one of what is that movie? Leprechaun 2. And it's me, like as the creepy leprechaun. Yeah.
And I think we have one more.
Love that. Yeah.
You look incredible.
Thank you.
That is good. No, so you did Drag Matinee. When did you start Crash Landing? When did the contest?
That's a little more than 2 years ago. And that Crash Landing I love because it's helped us kind of take girls from the beginning stages and really move them up. You know, you get to perform in the main show, you get the tools, you get the new hair, you get the sugar
what
makeup.
Do you do during the what's the process?
So there's 3 rounds in a cycle, and we have the shows every 2 weeks. So you're done in like a month and a half. You know, and we have.
And does everyone perform each week?
And
then you get a winner.
The first one, the first one, we have 15 queens. No one's allowed to put their stuff downstairs. Just show up ready. You go up, you perform. The audience gets ballots because that is the best way to do it. I don't believe in cheering for voting. It's just I don't know. I want receipts. So and the girls win by like 1, and it's like riveting, you know. But anyways,
I like it.
So we have 15. We boil it down to 10, and then for the top 10, they will have a theme. And I always do a poll on my Twitter, and it'll be like children's pageants or like Stephen King movies or Netflix. It's like super random. So they'll do that on the second one. We boil it down to 5, and then the last show is like an actual drag show. They get to come downstairs, set their stuff. They get to change with us in the dressing room. They do 2 numbers, and then the best woman or human wins.
Who are some of the people you've discovered that you really like? We talked about Auntie Chan.
Auntie Chan, Bambi Banks was a fabulous winner. There's also been a lot of people who have done it and kind of parlayed that into something else. Like Tenderoni, one of our biggest stars, literally came out in the last year, literally just did the show and people saw her perform. It gets busy. It's on a Monday, so it's all the industry people coming out and got gigs from that. Imp Queen did the first cycle.
Oh, yeah.
And then just became a thing. Soju did it too.
Well, right, Soju,
she did like the second one, yeah.
So you got all your, it's good to have your little flowers growing there.
Yeah, flowers are growing.
And then when they all go on Drag Race, you can have them back at a discount rate? Or no discount for frenzies.
Yeah,
sometimes. No, sometimes. Depends on who
Sometimes, yeah.
Also, you were talking about Fireball earlier.
Yeah.
Fireball came in and saved it, but supposedly, well, not supposedly, it's true. Your bar is the #1 seller of Fireball in all of the state
of Illinois. Yeah,
what do you do?
And it was 100. The capacity of the bar is like 120. And we're talking like the places across the street are like 500 venues. Well, the thing is, they sponsored our show, and I like to get drunk during the show, so every 5 seconds I would be like, "We're doing another fireball," and it just became a thing. And then I don't know, they're really nice to us too.
Then people know when to. I'm still wanting to get your hypnotizing facts on how to sell so much damn fireball.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like you're like, let's all do a shot and pay for it.
Yeah.
And buy me one, and all the girls want one.
Yeah.
What do we want? FB. What do we want now?
Well, I mean, I like sponsorships. You just gotta lean into it.
Yes, you do.
If they give you money, you stand in front of that step and repeat, and you post that once a week, and you get your check, and they'll help you out, and you'll help them out.
That's good, and all the fireball you can want. Fireball, would you like to sponsor a show, a television show? This is Fireball in this cup right now. Zesty. If you want more zesty fun with me and Lady Red, you can subscribe to the Hot Tea Podcast, where we give you juicy celebrity dirt all week long. And speaking of juicy celebrity dirt, all of your besties... all of your besties have become Drag Race superstars.
Yeah, all of them.
Let's take a look at this picture of you and the gals. Oh, you and a young Kimchi. Oh, my God. Oh my God! Look at y'all fellas.
Look how skinny Kim is.
I know.
Look at that
y'all are out on
jawline.
the town like on a pussy hunt.
Yeah, girl. Look at me.
Look at the all
Bringing the
three
drama.
of you. I mean, is this the queerest folk or what?
I miss my old hairline. I'm almost 30.
I mean, Kim giving you handsome, studly tees there.
Trade chi.
Trade chi. Now tell me about the meeting each of these big stars. Like, you remember the stories?
Well, the first time that Kim did drag, she came to Drag Matinee just to watch it with her friend Pearl.
Oh.
And this is how scarce drag queens were. This was what, 5-6 years ago. They came out. They just came to the show to support, and the girl said, "Hey, do you guys want to be in the next show?" So they got it, So
they came in drag? Okay.
Yeah, drag queens do that. It's smart. Meet people, introduce yourself to people.
That is the key, right? That is the key to becoming a drag queen, is showing up everywhere in drag, ready to perform for free.
How many messages do I get where it's like, "Hey girl, I want to perform in the show." I'm like, "Do you live in Chicago? Because I've never seen you at a show. Like, you've never been here. I don't know what you're about. I don't know what you look like. I don't know how your breath smells. Like, I don't know what you're like. Like, come out, introduce yourself to people, make friends first." So yeah, anyways, that's what Kim did. Then they performed in the show, and
what was Kim's first number?
"Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody." And when I tell you, it was really bad. It was so bad. It was bad.
Wait. Ain't that a group number?
Yes. Well, she's a big girl.
I didn't say that.
No, so it was just really bad.
Sorry, hold on.
And Pearl was good. I mean, Pearl was great. Pearl came out of the gate fully realized. That's the thing about Pearl. I mean, Kim's talked about this before. When Pearl came out, she changed the fucking game.
Really?
Pearl came out in Chicago. She was wearing her lingeries like she wore in the beginning. She was wearing her lingerie and just like blonde hair. And when I tell you, within 6 months, everybody in the town had their fucking lingerie and blonde hair.
Interesting.
The black under the nose, everything. She just changed the game. She was a breath of fresh air.
Wow.
Kim was like a slow burn. I mean, when Kim really started to do the big looks, she got really big really quickly. Pearl was like our first big like.
And what were Pearl shows like? Because I think ever since Drag Race, I couldn't tell you what a Pearl show was.
I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone goes, "She's so good!"
Hey Queen! Hello, children. To see part 3 of this interview, click here. To see more Hey Qween fabulousness, click here. And don't forget to subscribe, bitch! Hey! Hey! Hey!